Now you are. Go ahead.
Okay. This meeting of the Fox River Valley Public Library District Board of Trustees will be held without a quorum of trustees physically present, but is authorized by the Governor of Illinois pursuant to COVID-19 Executive Order Number 5, dated March 16th, 2020, as well as the Governor's Emergency Administrative Act dated July 12th, 2020. As board president, I have determined that an in-person meeting is not prudent at this time due to the coronavirus pandemic that the governor has declared an emergency. A verbatim recording of this meeting will be made available to the public. In addition, Library Director Lauren Rosenthal is physically present at the library for this meeting. Also, the public notice. Due to the current public health concerns and extension of the governor's stay-at-home mandate by Executive Order 2020-33, this meeting is being conducted electronically. Anyone wishing to observe and/or comment must email library board at Fox River Valley Public Library District.info no later than 12 p.m. on Thursday, November 5th, and will receive an online access to the meeting. If you do not have electronic access and would like to make a public statement, you can call the library at 847-428-3661 before 5 p.m. on Thursday, November 5th, and leave a message indicating that you would like your message to be read into the record during the public comment section of the meeting. A recording of this meeting will be available on the library's website by Friday, November 13th. Okay, is Chris on yet?
She just texted and said had to download Teams. So I guess just get started and she'll come in when
yeah, I think we better. I'd like to call to order the Fox River Valley Public Library District special meeting of the Board of Trustees on November 5th, 2020. I have 7:04 p.m. May we have our flag up for the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty
and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, Nikki, can we have a roll call? I'll see to see who's here.
Dave?
Here.
Chris? Not yet. Mike?
Here.
Brian?
Here.
Nikki's here. Christina?
Here.
Richard?
Here. Okay, public comment. The board recognizes its responsibility to provide an opportunity for anyone wishing to comment at any meeting to do so. Due to the current public health concerns, the November 5th, 2020 meeting will be conducted electronically. Any person viewing the meeting online and/or wishing to comment will be accommodated in accordance with the public notice detailed above that I mentioned before. Citizens will not be requested to sign in to comment. Is there anyone with us on the teams tonight that would like to make a comment? Anyone from the public? No. Is there anyone on the telephone who might have called in that would like to make a comment?
There were no phone messages.
No phone, I was just going to say, so there have been no messages left to be read into the record.
Correct.
Okay, then we'll go right into the new business. As we all know, Lauren is leaving our library to assume the directorship position at the Ela Area Public Library effective 12/11 of this month, on December 11th. We are truly sorry to see her leave our library, as she has done such a wonderful job and has accomplished much as our director over the past 17 or so months. At the same time, however, we recognize that Lauren has a great opportunity before her, and we wish her all the success possible in her new position. The board must now begin the search for a new director who possesses both the necessary skill set and vision to, number one, lead our library into a future that is full of opportunities, and two, one who is strong enough to face down any and all challenges that may be encountered along the way. This search is really a twofold process. First, we must ensure that the library continues to fulfill its mission of serving the district by appointing an interim director who will lead the library in the short term. The second task is to search for, identify, and appoint a new long-term permanent director. The second task of finding a permanent director will be discussed at our next regular meeting. Our job tonight is to focus on the first task, that of appointing an interim director. After a rather lengthy discussion last month, the board decided that our best option at this time was to call upon our former library director, Roxanne Bennett, to take on the role of interim director until such time as a permanent director can be identified and hired. Roxanne was our director for approximately 10 years prior to her retirement in 2019. She is a proven leader who will keep our library moving. Roxanne has earned the board's trust over time, and we are confident that she will use good judgment in all matters related to the library. The library believes that Roxanne is the right person to take on this interim assignment. I have spoken with Roxanne about taking on this assignment, and she has agreed to do so, subject to a favorable vote on the employment agreement worked out with her. A discussion of this appointment and a confirmation vote is what we will consider at tonight's meeting. To begin, I have asked Christina, who is our vice president and personnel liaison, to make the necessary motion to approve the employment agreement. Christina?
Before we do that, hold a second. Chris is here, correct? Chris, can you verbally say you're here?
I'm here.
Oh, there
Okay.
she is.
She showed up at least 7:07. I don't know if she might have been a little bit earlier, but I think we have to put that into the minutes.
Yeah, is
On
she?
my phone, it was
Chris,
7.
7:07, is that what
in
you
there?
saw, Chris?
I am so sorry, I forgot.
Okay,
Okay, so you're here.
7:07.
Okay,
Thanks, sorry. Go
Okay,
ahead,
so-
Christina.
Christina, would you please make the motion?
I move to approve the employment agreement with Roxanne Bennett to serve as interim library director effective December 12, 2020, at a salary of $10,500 per month until a permanent director is hired.
I'll second it, Nikki.
Nikki seconded. Okay, the motion has been seconded and it's on the table for discussion. Just some background. I provided each board member with a copy of the proposed employment agreement. It includes all of the items discussed last month, and I trust that everyone found it to be acceptable. Additionally, I have reviewed the wording of this agreement with our attorney, and he found the wording to be in order. And also, it was of course discussed and agreed with Roxanne. Does any trustee have a comment or question on the agreement?
Mike Tennis here. I have a question.
Okay, go ahead, Mike.
Item 2 of the proposed agreement, duties and responsibilities. When I read this, I noticed the document is silent on renovating the Dundee Library. You think we should include that as part of duties and responsibilities is my question.
I don't think that explicitly needs to be put on there. To my way of thinking, the duties and responsibilities assigned to her by the board would be, I think, sufficient coverage for that. Does anyone agree or disagree with that?
They're suggesting carries out plans for extending and improving library services in a way that's, yeah, I don't think it needs to be explicit. Ron's responsible for overseeing library property and for its operational efficiency.
I just have a question, and Mike, I had the same reaction, but you know, maybe it's covered just by the general terms of the agreement. But this renovation project could very well go into 2022, and I'm you know, while both parties have the right to terminate with 60 days notice, you know, I'm just wondering what Roxanne's intentions are. You know, how, yeah, I mean, how long do you foresee wanting to do this after having retired once?
That's a question for.
Yeah, I guess
Yes,
that's a question for you, Roxanne.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can
Yes.
now. Yes.
Okay, all right. I understand that that a renovation project has been in the works. I don't, you know, I haven't seen any of the details of it, so you know, it's hard to tell how long it would take. And I expect that there's still going to be some decisions along the way that the board needs to make, because I don't believe that you've been presented either with the various options from the architect and the construction manager. So I think it's hard to get, you know, terribly specific with it. If there was anything that, I mean, this is about the only thing that would be pulling me out of retirement would be coming back and working with y'all and with the team at the Fox River Valley Library that I've frankly missed. And you know, I love this library, so, and the library district. So I don't anticipate any circumstance under which I would be leaving you in a lurch by getting partway into a project and then walking away from it. On the other hand, if there is someone, you know, if the board desires to, or finds someone to replace me as permanent director in that interim, then, you know, I would have no problem stepping back into retirement. So I'm not seeing this as a, you know, whether it's 6 months or a year and a half or, you know, whatever it is. But I don't see this as a permanent, you know, certainly, you know, it's definitely an interim. And I will be looking forward to re-retiring when the time is right for both the library and the board.
Great. Well, that, I mean, Thank you for your answer, and that's very satisfactory to me. I don't know
Okay,
anybody else.
if I might add, that we will be moving on with trying to identify and hire a permanent director. And we will start that as soon as we can. Who knows how long that will take, but my feeling anyway is that once that person is identified, understands we have a renovation project, that as soon as possible, that person would take over that project as our new director. And Roxanne would be allowed to then go back into retirement. You had mentioned 2022. We'll get a better idea at our next meeting when we have a presentation from our folks on exactly what they think a timetable would look like. So.
Good.
But as I see this whole arrangement is Roxanne comes on, helps us keep the library afloat and moving forward while we in turn search for a permanent director. When we're successful and we hire someone, then we've achieved our goal. And as far as I'm concerned, part and parcel of that person's job would be to continue on with this renovation. So that's a bridge maybe we have to, cross at a later time, but we'll just have to see how this goes. At least I have never looked at this interim spot as being a 2-year project or, going that long. I'm thinking we need to do our best effort to find a permanent director as quickly as possible.
Good. Agreed.
Anyone else?
Mike here. I just wanted to thank everybody for their comments since the document was silent on a subject that is significant to the library.
Brian, any comments, questions?
Nope.
Chris, anything? I don't hear
No,
Chris.
I think it's clearly stated.
Okay. Nikki, anything?
You're muted, Nikki.
The unmute button is in different spots on the 4 different versions of stuff I have to use. There is a weird comma or a period. I don't know if it actually matters, if I can find where it went. After 2020 and before the word until. So,
Should be a comment.
yeah, just as,
Oh,
periods will get you into trouble. And
okay,
Oxford
that should be
commas and all
that
kind
should
of
be a
stuff.
comma, not a,
Yeah, comma or nothing, either one. But
yeah.
other than that, I
I'll-
think it's very straightforward. And we're very lucky to be able to have someone step into this role and give us the chance to find a director and not have to rush. So thank you, Roxanne.
Very good. Anyone else before we go to a vote? Hearing none, may we have a roll call vote on the motion, which is to approve the employment agreement?
Dave,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Brian,
Yes.
Nikki is yes, Christina,
Yes.
and Richard.
Yes. It's unanimous. The motion passes. Roxanne, do you have any comments you'd like to make at this time?
I do. First, I do want to wish Lauren the best. I think, just like the board, I was very surprised. But wish you all the best in your future endeavors, and look forward to working with you as you step back, and hopefully we can change things over without a hitch and keep the library going. And second, then I want to thank the board, and in particular Richard, for reaching out to me. As I said, there isn't anything else that would have brought me out of retirement other than this. I had thought about doing interim work while I was still working. Thought that might be part of my retirement, and as I have traveled this last year, I realized that that probably wasn't the direction that I was going. So, this came as a bit of a surprise, but frankly, I'm a little bored. Like all of us sitting home, looking for things to do during COVID. I haven't been able to do the traveling. I won't be able to do the traveling this winter. So I'm looking forward to this. I'm excited about the prospect of getting a renovation going on the Dundee Library, and really looking forward to working with the management team again. It's, in my view, probably the best management team in all of Illinois libraries. So thanks again, and I look forward to working with you all.
Okay, well, thank you, Roxanne, and we also look forward to working with you over the next number of months, however long that is. Anyone have any closing comments before we adjourn for the night? Okay, hearing none, this concludes our business for tonight. May I have a motion to adjourn, please?
So moved.
Dave?
Seconded.
Made the motion. Chris seconded. May we have a roll call vote, please?
Dave,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Brian,
Yes.
Nikki, yes, Christina,
Yes.
Richard.
Yes, we are adjourned at 7:23 p.m. Roxanne, I'll call you tomorrow, and we'll work out signing the paperwork and everything.
Thank you, everybody.